Monster sad news across the NFL. Last week, we lost one of our brothers, Demaryius Thomas, 33 years old, passed away in Georgia. What were your initial thoughts and feelings when you heard or read the news?
Man, such a sad situation. Um, Never met him personally, but all I keep hearing about is how humble of a guy he was. Very nice, very approachable. Of course, a world class athlete on the field and winning Super Bowls and winning big time games in his career. Um, man, he left a great legacy, but kind of hit close to home considering we're not that far off in age, and it also kind of reminds you of you know how every day is not to be taken for granted, and you never know when it's your last. So I guess you got to have the mindset of living your best day. We always say living our best life, but how about living our best day? Because we never know when that day will be our last one. So if I can, relate to anything or anyone out there is live your best day, enjoy that day, and pray that you'll see another one.
I well said. I have to admit, like I had to pause when I heard the news, and yeah, and actually brought me to tears. It's just sad. I mean, 33 years old, and the one thing that really stands out, well, one about life, just a reminder about life, and um, you know, and kind of how we treat other people, right? Regardless of our success, regardless of the accolades, the hardware, what is our human to human connection to leave a memorable legacy? And so just conscious of that. And secondly, I'm like, DT was a hell of a player, a hell of a player. And I didn't play against DT, but look back at his career. I think he's made the Pro Bowl 4 or 5 times. He had 5 straight seasons with 1,000 yards, obviously catching passes from one of the greatest quarterbacks to play the game, and Peyton Manning. And probably the most memorable play stands out is the overtime catch and run um, playoff game against the Steelers versus with Tim Tebow. You know, um, Overtime game, first play of overtime, and these kind of moments right there. I mean, at Mile High, and certainly the organization did a great job of honoring him this week and for the rest of the season with the memorial, with stickers on the helmets. And I thought the players in the organization did another great job of honoring DT with sending 10 players on the field, their first play of the game, um, this past weekend. So I think he had a birthday coming up this month. He'd have been 34 years old. And, so here's another reminder to just check on your loved ones, and I know one of the things that when leaving the game of football, we kind of distance ourselves from the game. And we can never distance ourselves from the relationships that we've built over time. So if there was a reminder to do so and check on teammates, here's a chance to do that. But DT, hell of a football player, even greater of a human being, from all of the people who've acknowledged his life. And my heart, prayers, thoughts, and love goes out to his family.
Definitely, definitely. R.I.P.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Boom, 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 Boom. Two Brothers in the Huddle. I'm your boy, Big Play Babs.
And I'm your big brother, Jonathan.
No, your name is Monster. Okay?
Man.
Everybody know you as Monster.
My government name is Jonathan. But
Big Monster, what's going on in the ATL?
If you know me. My nickname. You know my nickname.
So you don't know me like that?
Anyway.
You don't know me like that, man.
Yeah, that's right.
You don't know me. You don't know me like that. Get back. Get back. Yeah. What's going on in the ATL, huh? What them Falcons do this week? Tell me about it.
We went down. Well, we actually went up 85 north on up to Carolina in the city of Charlotte, and we had some good barbecue. We had some of that.
Some good barbecue.
Yeah.
What you had? A little Panther barbecue grilling?
That thing was juicy. Juicy. Man, we came there. We had a party. We had a party. Offense played well. Defense played well. We had a ball, man. We had a good time and came out of there with that W like we were supposed to.
Wow. You know what? I gotta admit, I was a little bit surprised the Falcons went into territory like that and whipped up on Cam Newton and those Panthers. But I guess I'm not surprised given that they don't have their ultimate offensive weapon since McCaffrey's down. I think it'd been a different outcome. But what can I say? Cam Newton struggling.
We're missing our star player as well. We're missing our star wide receiver. We haven't had him for most of the season. So, hey.
What you mean? Kyle Pitts is a star, right? I thought Pitts was a star. He had 5 receptions for 61 yards.
They lost their star. We lost our star. Yeah, so the field is still even. So there's no excuses.
Well, both quarterbacks turned the ball over for the Panthers. Newton and Walker both threw an interception. And Matt Ryan's just he's a guy that he don't make many mistakes. It's hard to get interceptions off Matt Ryan. 19 of 28 for 190.
He was reliable, but there were some situations where the ball could have got turned over. But unfortunately, there's a reason why DBs play DBs positions.
Oh, what you saying? The Panthers DBs dropped some picks?
They dropped 3 of them.
Damn.
They dropped 3 of them.
Damn. 3 picks.
3 picks.
They lose by 8 points.
3 opportunities.
That changed the game. That's a different game.
Oh, for sure.
3 picks? Ooh, that's a fine. Everybody getting fined.
So the game wasn't really that close. I think defense played well majority of the game until the end of the game with 4 minutes left, and they let Carolina score off a turnover. Defense needs to go out there and shut them out and finish on a good note. But unfortunately, they gave up a late touchdown in the game, and offense got the ball back and was able to go downfield and get a few first downs and nail the ball, and the rest is history.
And put it away. Well, the Falcons sitting at 6-7, still in position, chasing that wild.
I didn't believe it, but we down.
Oh man, that is funny.
I'm saying this right now.
Well,
man,
they still have a chance.
Still have a chance. I might get that on the shirt. I might say still have a chance.
There's still a chance. Well, same thing that we're talking about here in Seattle, up in the Northwest. Seahawks head down to H-Town in Bayou City, a 2-win Texans team that's been struggling, and certainly they're not the same team without number 4. But Seattle did exactly what they were supposed to do. The game was close early, but it ended up being a blowout, winning by, 20 points or so. Russell Wilson and Tyler Lockett, one of the most efficient passing duos, quarterback to receiver in the NFL for a long time. And Tyler Lockett just went bananas, 142 yards, the big 55-yard touchdown before the end of the half. And believe it or not, here's a surprise. The Seahawks had a 100-yard rusher. What? Rashad Penny, man. Look, I mean, this guy has dealt with so much backlash. The number one draft pick. He was the first round draft pick for the Hawks a few years ago. Seattle said they're not picking up his option this year for next season. And he hasn't been reliable in back-to-back games. He rushes for 137 yards on 16 attempts. Rashad Penny, after dealing with all of the injuries, missing an entire season. I mean, from muscle pulls to lower leg injuries, he hasn't been reliable. 137 on the ground, Monster.
That's a pretty damn good day.
I'd say so.
You know, my hat's off to Rashard. To come back, fight through injuries, adversity, contract issues, and to go out there and still showcase the talent that he has. He still got to prove it. Man, hopefully he can finish out the season on a good note and be able to go into the offseason and hit the market on the high note and get what that young man deserves. But yeah, man. I like that bet we got, man. Y'all still one game behind us. I like that. I like that position. Hopefully, hopefully we get a little bit more of a gap this week because y'all got a big one coming up this week. Tell me about it.
Yep. And you know, so do you guys face your old coach. So the 49ers are rolling. The Seahawks head down to LA and play the Rams. And look, the Rams look good last night. I gotta admit, they look good. Stafford damn near pitched a perfect game last night against the Cardinals. The Seahawks want to win down in LA. They need that in that running game. Nearly 200 yards against Houston. They need that in the running game. It was the most attempts by the running back group all season. So, all right, well, the Hawks and the Falcons still chasing. Let's see who's in the current number 7 seed right now is still Washington. They hold the tie between all the teams, but you got it. I mean, it's a little bundled up right there. You got Washington, Minnesota, Philadelphia, the Falcons, and the Saints all sitting at 6 and 7. Who the hell keep pinging me? Everybody's sitting at 6 and 7.
Going off,
huh?
Yo, people going off.
Yeah, man. People keep saying low sale. I'm trying to figure out who is low sale. Low sale. 6 and 7. We'll see what happens in the NFC. I said it long. God, boy, if you don't turn that damn ringer off.
Bam, there it go again. Low
man,
sale.
they trying to get you on the tee box. That's what that is. They say, hey man, we trying to get this tee time in today.
Listen, they don't want me on
we'll see you at 12:30.
They really don't want me on the course right now.
6 and 7. Everybody's bundled up right there fighting for that number 7 seed. Well, let's take a look at what else happened in the NFL as we wrap up week 14. Last night's Monday Night Football game, the Rams and the Cardinals, which, you know, I don't know what was happening down in AZ, but I think it was more about the Rams defense that actually showed up, and they were out without Jalen Ramsey. I mean, that front 7, if you include the linebackers, because the linebackers had a big impact in that game. But Von Miller and one of the most dominant defensive players in the NFL. They got after Kyler Murray, made him uncomfortable. So what'd you make of that Monday Night Football game last night?
He was uncomfortable all night long. Here we go. Yeah, man, they kept him contained all night long. There was a few times where he got outside the pocket, but they made him work for it. You know, he found some plays down the field, but man, for the most part, they kept him contained. He wasn't happy in the pocket. You know, those little short receivers like to get outside the pocket a lot, so they can see more down the field and try to extend the play if the play breaks down, etc.
Yeah.
But Aaron Donald to start the game to just I'm gonna take your guard and I'm gonna sit him on your lap. That's what I'm gonna do all night.
My goodness.
All night. Grown man ball, baby. That's grown man ball. Start the second and to finish the game with a sack. That boy had a great night, man. He had a great night.
3 sacks on the day, Monster. 3. And you played the 3 technique. You know you're getting doubled. 90% of the time you're getting doubled. 3 sacks.
But if they're gonna block me one-on-one, which is disrespectful, he should be doing that every time he get a chance. He should be doing it every time. He should feel disrespected when they don't have 2 people on him.
What makes Donald so special playing that interior defensive lineman? Look, you've played it at a high level for 12 years, but what makes Aaron Donald different playing at that interior defensive lineman? How was he able to win, even in a double team?
For me, what I see, the kid got a lot of fight. He has a good takeoff, kind of like I was. He's quick, agile, but the kid is strong. He kind of reminded me of a mixture of me and Sue. The kid can put somebody on their back. The kid can do a swim move, rip. He can do it all and being your quarterback face in the instant. Or he can just strong man, bully ball you, sit your guard on your lap where you can't throw the ball down the field or see down the field. So, man, he has all the talent in the world to be one of the greatest 3 technique ever in the history of the NFL.
My goodness. Well, he's already in that conversation. I mean, you talk about some of the greats that have, put on the gold jacket of Cortez Kennedy and Warren Sapp and
John Randall.
I mean, just
the list on and on.
Incredible. Well, Seahawks got their hands full, and if I'm looking at key matchups next week between the Seahawks and the Rams, it's going to be that interior defensive line versus the guard tackle for the Seahawks offensive line.
They have to stop the run. I feel like Seattle's going to go into the game, run the ball, keep the ball out of Matthew Stafford's hands as much as possible, and just do clock management. Clock management will be the game this week with y'all.
All right, we'll see what happens. And the Niners take on their old coach and the 49ers and Kyle Shanahan. I'm sure that would be a fun one to watch.
Definitely. Kyle he's going to have it all drawn up. It's going to be pretty. It's going to be perfect. It's going to be a lot of shifts. It's going to be a lot of motions. But at the end of the day, they're going to run the same plays they always run.
Same plays, different formation.
Same play, different formation. So it's going to be a lot of movement, a lot of action. You just got to take the final picture of what they have as the offense gets set and go from there. And then you just read your keys from there. But, man, I think going into this game, we definitely going to have to run the ball as well. Having a high-powered offense like Kyle Shanahan has, we got to keep them off the field as much as possible because their mindset is to attack. It's to attack nonstop. They're going to attack until the game is over. So if we can hold them to some field goals in the red zone, I think that would be major for us this week. I think that would be huge.
Well, always fun to look ahead, and we'll highlight a few more games that we'll be watching in Week 15. But let's go back and maybe move to the AFC. 2 things that really stood out to me looking across. I mean, aside from the fact that I don't know what the hell is happening in Baltimore, but we'll save that because I know you're ready to jump on my boy Lamar. The Chiefs and the Raiders game, the Raiders decided to head out in the middle of Arrowhead and stomp or dance all over the Chiefs logo, and once again the Chiefs put up 40 points on them. What the hell was that about?
I just think it was a little pregame motivation. I mean, you done it, we done it. It's in a sense it's kind of disrespectful because
kind of.
Shit. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's some grass, man. God,
man, it's my house.
It's some grass.
That's like somebody walking in your house, going in your refrigerator and drinking your juice straight out the carton in your face.
That's your house, though. But do you cut the grass?
Hey, man.
Do you cut the grass?
You know,
it's just a piece of turf, man. It's part of the game. You know, you have a little bit of excitement throughout the game, especially before the game, knowing that you're going into a hostile environment. Las Vegas got their backs against the wall. I mean, that game was, hey, we got our backs against the wall. Let's do whatever we can right now to get motivated before we go into Arrowhead and play this team. And that shit backfired. Backfired big time, baby. I mean, that just gave Kansas City all the motivation they already needed and had going into the game. But it was just, man, we about to open up a can of whoop ass.
Man, I'm looking at the stat sheet. They were 9 of 13 on third down. That means you didn't stop them, mother. First of all, they got the third down quite a bit, but you didn't stop them. 3 of 3 in the red zone. I'm sorry, 3 of 4 in the red zone, and 372 total yards by the offense. I mean,
3 or 4 in the red zone. That's hard to stop.
48 points.
Man.
And here's the thing. You would think that with 48 points that Tyreek Hill went crazy, Travis Kelce went crazy. Travis Kelce had 27 yards. Tyreek had 76 yards.
So where did the points come from?
Let's see. 3 rushing touchdowns.
Okay.
2 touchdowns by the receivers. And then you throw some field goals in there. Let's see. I don't see any defensive touchdowns. A fumble return.
Okay.
And I think that fumble return to start the game. Wow, that happened at the 14:43 mark, just to start the game.
And guess
that
what?
must have been a special teams play.
Crazy. Everybody went crazy from that point on. I bet.
Yeah, that was it. And then what else happened in the AFC? We're looking across. We'll go all the way back to the Thursday night game. I don't know what the hell is happening in Pittsburgh, but I love it. Not the fact that Mike Tomlin is having to watch his team play the way they've been playing, but I don't give a shit about the Steelers. I'm just gonna be honest. Pittsburgh struggling, but what happened at the end of the game is probably what stands out more than anyone. Situational awareness. Come on, man. Check this out, Monster. First of all, it was a great route. Claypool frees himself up. Look, man, look the center, like, man, give me the damn ball. Now look, oh shit, they didn't kick the ball across to the numbers. 10 seconds. Tick, 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 tick. Wow. 15 seconds. What do you think he's saying right there?
Why you hit the ball out of my hand, man? What are you doing? I was doing my first down. Hey, you tripping.
Yeah, no, you tripping.
He must have fell asleep in meetings. Because
no.
In a 2-minute situation is once you get on the ground, you are hauling as fast as you can to the nearest hash mark and put the ball down. Why? All the ref have to do is spot the ball a little bit up or a little bit back. You don't have to throw the ball to him. And guess what? You don't have to wait on him to catch the ball and then run all the way back to the hash. Go do it. Get lined up, get set, spike the ball, and save as much time on the clock as possible.
Yeah. Situational awareness, man. It's one of the things that you see time and time again. Great players, in these key situations who just don't understand the urgency in that particular time of the game. Whether it's 2-minute clock management, yardage to go to get a first down, motion shifts, things that are clear indicators of what's to come. But that's why the Pittsburgh Steelers are in the position that they are, and they could be like one of the other AFC teams.
Bro,
Pittsburgh,
and y'all didn't cover that. I know y'all covered
6 and 6, 6-1. The Pittsburgh Steelers are at the bottom of the division.
And they're running to him to get the ball from him. That means the center know what he was doing.
Yeah.
Obviously, Claypool didn't.
Yeah, you got
wake up. That was a crucial situation in the game. You learn from it, move on.
Yeah, well, that one, Mike Tomlin was pissed. I love a Mike Tomlin press conference, man. It's like, yeah, we'll see. They say, you think he learned his lesson? You benched him during the game. It's like, yeah, well, we'll see. Yeah, Tomlin is, very, very. I love his press conferences. So, Monster, I think the biggest question right now is we look across the NFL through 14 weeks in the books. Who is the best team in the NFL
right now?
Does anyone know? Does anyone know who's the best team in the NFL? What would you say? Who would you say?
I say it's really ain't nothing to be really excited about right now. Who's the best team? Because why? It really doesn't even matter right now. Only time it matters is at the end of the season with whoever holding up the goddamn Super Bowl trophy. So you can go 16-0 in the regular season and lose in the first round of the playoffs. Does that mean you was the best team that year? No. You can be 7-9 going into the playoffs and end up winning the Super Bowl. And guess what? You're the best team, right? So everybody has a speculation on who's the best, who's this, who's that. It's a tight race, like it always should be. It's a tight race, but we all know there's always going to be one team that's pushing into the playoffs right now that could be very deadly. It can be very deadly. And I look at the Washington Redskins right now as that team.
The football team.
They push into the playoffs. They can be that.
They lost. They lost to Dallas. They lost to Dallas this week. They lost their momentum. They were on a little win streak.
That's okay.
Dallas came in and popped them upside the head.
Too. The Cardinals lost last night at home.
Look, on top of that, you got the head coach. McCarthy said, hey, Ron, we're going to whip your team.
What you think that was about?
Oh, man, I'm just letting you know. We run this division. We the best team in this division. That's what he said.
Yeah, what you think that was about? I think that was more so motivating Dallas. Like, hey, we can't fart around. We can't do none of that this week. We got to go up in there, establish our game, take over the game, and get back home with this dub. So basically, McCarthy said, I'm putting it out there. We're going to win. Guess what? It's on y'all players to answer. It's on y'all players to answer. They did that. They almost lost it, but they did that.
Well, they did indeed. Well, if I'm looking across the AFC and the NFC, you got 3 10-win teams in the NFC. You got 3 9-win teams in the AFC.
Mm-hmm.
New England is the hot team right now. I think they're on a 7-game win streak or a 6-game win streak, one of the two.
Coming off a bye.
And Kansas City is another hot team right now. Now, here's what I'll say. In the NFC, you don't want Green Bay to have that number 1 seed, man. Oh, man. That's a tough place to walk in Lambeau in January and try to get a win. But I know a team that can do it.
And who was that?
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
You think Tampa can go up to the cold and do that?
Yeah. Another 10-win team in the NFC. So, who's the best team in the NFC? Well, right now, statistically, it says New England at 9-4 because they're the number 1 seed in the AFC, and Green Bay sitting at 10-3 is the number 1 team in the NFC. We'll see.
But
more to play.
Question: who is the best NFL team right now?
The best team is the Packers.
Okay.
Best team is the Packers.
I'm glad you answered that.
Yeah.
You kind of went all the way around about.
No, I gave a team, the Packers. Okay. You said it didn't matter. So if I said the Packers, you'd say it don't matter.
Said a team that's coming up, like the Washington Redskins, that's pushing for the playoff spot, can be there.
Man, they ain't the Redskins no more.
Oh, I'm sorry. The football team.
Shit, they don't even have a mascot. They just fucking just call me the football team.
The Dubs. How about that? The Dubs.
Just call me the football team.
I'm gonna call them the Dubs. That's what they are. The Dub. They got the dub on the helmet.
Well, we would talk Urban Meyer, but that's a whole fiasco down in Jacksonville. And who the hell wants to give Jacksonville some attention? Because I don't even know how many.
Hold on now. It's the
2 wins. That's another 2-win team.
2-11 teams this week. You got the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Houston Texans.
Now, who the hell is going watching that game? Look,
hey,
the NFL is funny, right? Because they know when to flex games.
Third pick of the draft. The first pick and the third pick. The second pick and the third pick of the draft. They fighting for it.
Look,
You already know Detroit got it. Detroit got the one pick. It's out of Houston and the Jaguars to get the 2 and 3rd spot.
Two and 11 teams. 2-2-11 football teams.
Mm.
You know the NFL is funny when they know to flex the games, right? So they flex one of the Seahawks games against the 49ers 2 weeks ago, and they had the Sunday night game, and so they moved them to the second window. The Houston Texans and the Jacksonville, they're going. What window you think they're playing in? Man, they playing in the
Play on Friday night.
Oh man, well, incredible. So yeah, moving past.
I'm curious to see who's going to win that one. Let's tell you what. Let's make a quick bet real quick.
Who you got?
Let's do a bet on a box of golf balls.
Okay.
Pro V.
Titleist Pro Vs.
Titleist Pro Vs. We're gonna make a quick bet.
I'm taking Jacksonville by 6.
Okay, I got Houston then. Houston.
All right. Bet sign.
So right. You say by 6. So if y'all don't win,
no.
Don't try to change it now. You just said it. I just caught you. So ain't no way you can take it back. You already said bet. So thank you for giving my Texans 6 points. I appreciate it.
No, it was a prediction. I'm not giving you that. I'll give you what the line says.
There's 2 left.
I'm giving you a prediction that they're gonna win by 6.
I got a 6-point spot. So that means I got 6 points already.
No, I'll give you the line. Whatever the spread is, whatever Vegas say the spread is, that's what we'll play the spread. We'll play the line. There it is. That was my prediction, not the line.
Well, you called it. I answered it.
Well, you know how to take a mulligan when you give one, huh?
Yeah, that's why I need
no mulligan. It's now time for our favorite segment. Damn! Did you see that? Monster, what's your damn? Did you see that moment of week 14?
My damn, did you see that moment came in the game of my Atlanta Falcons versus the Carolina Panthers? Michael was just sitting in the hole waiting for Cam to throw that little sidearm release action. And guess what? Thank you, baby. Down the sideline, great block by the linebacker on Cam Newton. Pick 6, baby. That was a crucial play in the game because Carolina was on the move going down the score. But this kid showed up at the right time, at the right spot, and made the great play, baby. Shout out to Michael Walker of your Atlanta Falcons. Rise up, baby.
Your Atlanta Falcons. Yeah, I see that you always find a way to sneak in those dirty birds and you're damn to just see that moment.
You gotta love that. You gotta love when they score on the pick 6, baby.
You know what? I love a pick 6. I can tell you that.
Yes, sir.
I don't like the fact that you always sneaking in this.
Rise up, baby. Oh
yeah, okay.
Ooh, that boy flew across that ball. Cam thought he had him. Oh no, you don't. Oh, look, big boy. Big boy was rolling that, but he ain't had no chance to catch him. No chance.
Let's see the handshake.
Yeah. Damn.
Celebration. Cam Newton struggling. 0 for 11. 0 and 11 in his last 11 starts for the Carolina Panthers. My damn did you see that moment? Well, I got two, and I'm always showing love. These are milestone damn did you see that moments. Last night, AJ Green tops the 10,000 receiving yards mark. He had a nice outing last night, except for the missed pass by Kyler Murray. Missed him in the end zone.
Wide open.
102 yards on 7 receptions. AJ Green hits the 10,000 club. Special moment for AJ.
Well deserved, kid. Well deserved.
He probably would have been hit it, but he dealt with some injuries over the last few years, even missed the season. But AJ Green is my 1A. I would say my 1B. That's my 1B. My 1A, damn, did you see that moment? Well, the greatest quarterback of all time to play in the NFL, Tom Brady, just captures another milestone. Number one, he's the all-time leading quarterback for completions, and he throws his 700 touchdown. But I really want you to see, that ball boy sprinting. Woo! Watch him, monster. Look, woo! That's a bunch of high fives. There he is. Look at him right there in the background. Whoa! Let me get that ball.
Oh yeah,
man. Look. Tom's on the sideline. You better make sure he don't throw that ball in the stands. Look, give me that ball.
Hey.
Wow.
It was like they got on the radio and was like, hey, when we score, make sure you grab the ball. Both ends. It didn't matter.
Woo! High five. Yeah. Oh, man. That was special.
Awesome.
Woo.
Buffalo
Allen falls to 7-6. That's another team that's
going
the other way.
Did you get a chance to watch any of that game?
I didn't get to watch. I didn't get to watch that one.
Man, Buffalo came back. I mean, they were down. They were down.
No, they were down bad. I know that. Josh Allen had like an amazing second half or something, right?
They possibly had the opportunity to try to win the game in regulation, but unfortunately, it goes to overtime, and Buffalo had that shot. But you give the ball to Tom Brady in overtime, man, it's kind of hard to stop.
Josh Allen had a day. He rushed for 100 and threw for 300. Yep. That's my damn did you see that moment. That's both Tom Brady hitting the all-time completions record in the NFL and throwing his 700 touchdown pass. Wow, that's pretty damn special. All right, Monster. Well, let's preview Week 15. Looking ahead, we've already talked about two of the games that we'll be watching, the Atlanta Falcons and the 49ers down in the Bay. And, of course, another NFC matchup. Seattle Seahawks head down to SoFi playing the LA Rams. What other games will you be watching in Week 15?
Well, it's two other games that catches my interest, and that'll be the Thursday night game, of course. You got the Kansas City Chiefs that are red hot, and then you have the San Diego Chargers,
they're in LA now.
They're in LA now too. You got the LA Chargers that's been kind of inconsistent, but you can see the potential that this team has, and I'm just ready for them to just be more consistent in what they're doing. They're a great football team. I think this will be a good game on Thursday night. Looking forward to it. But also, the Packers are playing the Ravens. And Lamar got hurt last week in the game, so we'll see if he's available for this game against the Packers. I'm sure he's going to do everything possible to try to make that game. It's a big game for them. They need to win in order to stay in the hunt and keep the lead in their division.
Well, let's see. The Chiefs are coming off a 6 win, 6-game winning streak, and you got the Chargers who've won 3 of their last 4. Both of them are in the playoff hunt. The Chargers are currently the number 5 seed at 8-5, and Kansas City is one of 3 teams tied at 9-4, but they're the number 3 seed as it currently stands. Well, the other game that I'll be watching, you talked about the NFC North, Green Bay Packers facing on the road in Baltimore, but I'm looking at this Chicago and Minnesota game. I know it. I'm watching. I'm watching. I'm watching the wild card teams, Monster. I gotta admit, I'm looking at the Saints and the Bucks as well. I'm watching the wild card teams, Monster. That's who I'm watching.
Make sure you watch the Falcons too, because
I probably won't be watching that game because I'm just gonna say I don't think they're gonna win on the road. I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna put it out there. This is not a little. I'm just saying, who's gonna cover George Kittle?
I just got one thing for you though.
Okay, tell me about it.
Better on the road than we do at home.
Okay.
All our wins been coming from on the road victories.
All right. Well, you said it, not me. I'm also watching the Panthers and the Bills. I'm just telling you, I'm watching the NFC wildcard teams, man. I'm Buffalo got to get back on track.
Panthers don't have a chance. They don't have a chance.
Well, not the way Cam Newton's playing, or both quarterbacks for that matter. As long as they turning the ball over, I'm okay with that.
Only 4 teams you should be watching. You trying to watch all of them, even the ones that's behind y'all.
No, I'm not watching. The Panthers. The Panthers ahead of us. The Vikings ahead of us. The Saints ahead of us. The Falcons ahead of us. So I'm watching the NFC wildcard teams.
And Washington.
Washington. Damn, Washington and Philly. Well, that's a matchup, right? So either way, we're going to jump past one of those teams.
That's going to come down to the end of the season right there.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, it usually goes down to the end of the season. Those are always fun games.
Very interesting end of the season, that's for sure, especially with everybody. Divisional games are loaded on the back end of the schedule. So it's going to be very crucial. I mean, these are going to be playoff-like games in the next 4 weeks.
Oh, the playoffs have already started, especially for the Seahawks. All of these wildcard teams, none of them can afford to lose. But the thing is, and especially in the NFC South, they're going to beat up on each other. New Orleans play Tampa Bay. Carolina plays Tampa Bay. And I think the Falcons have 2 more division matchups against the Saints before the season ends. So always fun to watch. That's who we'll be watching. So you tell us, which game are you looking forward to this Sunday in the Week 15 matchup? That's it from us from Seattle. Boom, down to the dirty.
ATL, shawty.
We out.
Peace.